Hello everybody, today we are going to talk about scope, range of variables. Look, we can create a variable that is between opening and closing brackets, and that variables are called local variables. Variables that are outside the main function are called global variables. They are called global variables because they can be accessed everywhere. We can use them everywhere. Variables that are created here between that curly brackets can be used only between that curly brackets. Well, you might be, hey, but we have only here curly brackets. Don't worry, it will soon explain. So, I will create now a global variable, for example, like that, int global variable. And what is different from that guy? Well, when we try to, for example, send to the output value of that variable, so value of global variable is and local variable. And you will notice that in the first situation global variable is 0 and local variable is random number. So global variables are getting the default values at the beginning. Here we don't know what we will meet. Okay. I would like to add that we of course can't use variables before they are declared. So if I did something like that, int number 5, and I would like to assign here that number from here, we can't do that because in that place compiler is like, hey, I have never met that guy before. He doesn't know what is after, what is in the next line. Okay. Like I told you in the first lesson, we should be compilers and we should know about things like that. So when I meant that variable is global, I meant that it can be accessed everywhere, but after the declaration. Okay. So let's go back to that thing, and now let's talk a bit more about the local variables. Look, let's create something like that. Integer a equals 10. And now, if a equals 10, which is true, I want to do between the curly brackets here something like int result equals a multiplied by 10. And now I want to send to the output the result. So I'm just sending result to the output here. Let's build that program. As you can see, our compiler is saying us that we have error here. The result is undeclared. First, use this function. As I told you, the local variables can be accessed only between the closest curly brackets. So for that guy here, for that variable, for that local variable, it is between that curly brackets. After that closing curly bracket, the result is being destroyed. We can't access it anymore. The memory that this variable allocated is now free. Okay, so I can do it that way, but I can't do it that way. Remember about it. Of course, we can't also do something like that. When we don't need to use curly brackets, that variable is still cannot be accessed because it got destroyed in the same line, right? Okay, so let's get that thing to the comment, and we can get that thing to the comment also, into the comment. And now I will tell you about the common mistake made by beginners in programming. Let's create, for example, integer number, integer result, and now I want to take 3 numbers from the input from the user. So let's do it that way, so it will be faster. Of course, we don't need to repeat now enter number 1, enter number 2, enter number 3, but we'll do it faster. So we'll do something like enter, and I will say I plus 1, so it will start counting from 0 plus 1, so from 1, right? I plus 1 number, end line, and take that number and then add this number to the value of result. And now let's send to the output result. Of course, our result is going to be outputted here because it is local variable for that curly bracket, so it's not being destroyed here. But let's type here numbers like 3, 2, 3. And will the result be 8? Think about it. I'm telling you that it's not true. If you know why, it's very good. Well, of course, that way, or that way, sorry. And now build and run. And as you can see, here we have enter number, enter first number. And I will type 3, then 2, then again 3. And the result is 68. As far as I know, 3 plus 2 plus 3 is not 68. So something is wrong. I will try it again. Did I do something wrong? No. But here is very, very bad error. As you can see, that line is equal to result equals result plus number. So what is result at the beginning? We don't know what is it, because it is a local variable and this is the random number. We have to assign 0 here. So now when we type something like that, the result will be right. Okay. We have to assign 0 to the result. Of course, we had to assign 0 to the result because we were making the adding operation here. For the multiplication, we would need to assign 1 here. We have to give you the neutral value for operations. Okay, now let's see, let's talk about that guy here. I would like to say how many numbers we added. So we added I numbers. So in our situation we should see 3 here, right? And hey, what's going on? We can't do it. Why? Because that place, if we define here something, this is like doing something like that, okay? Inside the curly brackets. So this is the local variable for that curly bracket. So that variable is destroyed after execution of all instructions. When the condition is false, then variable I is being destroyed. Okay, so how to get that, how many numbers we added? We should just remove that guy here and do it that way. Now, when we added 3 numbers, everything works fine. As I told you, we don't need to give anything here, right? We don't need to put the condition, we don't need to put here an increment decrement statement. Don't worry, we don't need to. So in situation when we need that variable from here in outside the scope, so outside that curly bracket, we need to remember that we should put that guy here before the loop. Okay, that's all in the lesson. Thank you very much.